Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't been on here in a while, and I just kind of want to let you guys know what's up, where have I been, and what's new. Those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, I will update you on everything. If you hear like a whistling sound, that's my dog whining in the background, so I'm sorry. Brandy, stop it. And then nails on the floor, it's my other dog walking around. Anyways, so what I've been up to is that from November to December, sit. Thank you. Okay, so from November to December, Sandy, there you go. You can touch me that way. Okay, so anyways, from November to December, I was in California. A lot of you know, like family and my friends and stuff, but my family suffered a death in the family. My grandmother, which is my mom's biological mother, had passed away. Well, she didn't pass away in November or December, but she just passed away in February. I should have clarified that, sorry. So we went there because we got a phone call from our family saying, hey, I think you guys should be here because, you know, your grandma and mom not looking so good. So I feel like you guys should come out. So we left here November 19th and we flew back to California, and we were there the whole time. She was constantly, November time frame, she was in the hospital the whole time. So she was in there for about a month, and I'm not going to go into any details of what was wrong with her, but she just had a lot of complications, and you know, like she recently had surgery over the summer to take care of one problem. We thought that it worked, and it basically did, but she had another problem arise that didn't really help. So yeah, so we were there from November 19th to the 23rd. We had originally planned on surprising my grandmother for Christmas time frame, and we were going to be there from like the 13th to the 22nd because we didn't want to be caught up in a lot of the Christmas traffic. And so me and my mom, we just went ahead and went a little early, and then Josh still came out like for the original plan. Like he came out on the 13th. He drove out to California, and he was like, ugh, it was a lot because he didn't go the normal way like we would go, like, you know, through like Wyoming and all that. I think he went like a different way just because like at the time there was snow on the ground, so it was safer for him to go south. So he went that way. So he took like, I think it added like 10 extra hours to his time. I don't know the exact time, but so yeah, he came out on the 13th, and then I had like a Christmas party with my friends, so which was our first Christmas party together since high school, so it was kind of nice to do. We did it at my friend Sarah's apartment, so which is kind of fun, and that was kind of fun. And at the time we thought my grandma wasn't gonna make it through, but she ended up pulling through, and she came out of like ICU and all that kind of stuff with flying colors. She came out joking and stuff like that, and like the nurse was like asking her, can she see her or whatnot, and she was like, I can see you. So she was really joking, and she was really happy. And on the last night that we were there, me, my mom, and Josh, we all came and told her that we love her and that we'll see her sometime again. And so that we were taking off first thing in the morning, so we wouldn't have been able to come back up there. And that was the night of the 21st, and we left the morning of the 22nd. We left at like 5 a.m. We got up super early, and we were staying at my friend Sarah's apartment. So, which, thank you, by the way, Sarah. That was really nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but that was really nice of you.
So, we did that, and then we left, and me and my mom, we were out of work on like family leave, basically. I think my mom had family leave and I had personal leave just because I just
So we were out of work from November to December. We got back on the 23rd, and we kind of just jumped right back into work. We worked Christmas Eve, me and my mom did. Josh was off. And also Josh was going to school during the time. So we worked Christmas Eve, I believe, so we could, like, you know, the holiday play. But other than that, we got back to work. We started really working after like the first of the year. So January time frame. And anybody that works in retail, you know that your hours start to decline in January through like February a little bit, which wasn't all that bad, because it wasn't like we were like, oh my God, we're gonna die without money or anything, but we were totally fine. So then, Rocky, stay out of that. Oh my God, he always has to mess with everything. Anyways, so we got back to work. We were all set. We were getting hours. And then the night of the 12th, we get a phone call again saying, hey, we don't think that she's going to make it through the week. We want to see if you guys can get back out here. Mind you now, we just got back into the swing of things and working and with our animals and all that, you know, so we were good. But then after telling us that, like, you know, it just doesn't look good, we're like, okay, so we got to figure out how to come out. So we got everything figured out on how we were going to get out there. We had our tickets. Actually, we didn't get our tickets until after. Yeah, because after my mom got off the phone with the family, we all, I think it was like 9 o'clock or so for us. California's 2 hours behind us. It was probably no more than like an hour and a half, if that, when she got the call back saying that grandma had passed. And I was already asleep. I had known about the previous conversation, and I had went to sleep because, like, what could I do in that moment other than just relax my mind and, like, know that God's hands had it, and if it was her time, then God would let her know that it was her time, and if not, then he would keep her around. So around like 9 o'clock or so, she got the call saying, like, yeah, she just stopped responding to questions. She just stopped talking, and, you know, she just slowly went. She ended up passing. So we were like, okay. So we were like, okay, well, we need to be able to be there and get there. So like I said before, we were able to figure out our tickets. We got those and we went out there. This time Josh didn't come because he had prior trip planned. So he wasn't able to make it out there. I know it's like some people that's probably gonna sound mean or bad, but his trip was planned before the new year even started. So I was like, it's okay, like, me and my mom, we got this, we can do this and whatnot, even though it was really hard. So we went, and we went under the impression that it was possible that we weren't gonna be able to be there for her actual burial because we had a celebration of life, kind of like a repast or whatever people want to call it. It's a celebration of life. We had that. I've seen tons of family members that I haven't seen since I was either a baby or a little girl. Rocky, hold on. Okay, sorry. He got onto the table and he got into something. Anyway, so I haven't seen a few of the family members since I was either a baby or I never met them before. So I got to meet them, so that was really nice. I got to meet a lot of people on my grandma's side that I hadn't met before. So that was nice too. And then came time for us to like figure out like all of what was going to happen, what was going to go on, and all that. And without going into details and stuff, my grandma still has a house that she owns, so a lot of that is going to be getting taken care of by my mom's siblings and stuff, and my mom. And so that's pretty much it. It's just like, there's just a lot to figure out because my grandma had a lot of stuff. So like, you know, it just has to get in order and get together, and like a lot of pictures and stuff were taken, and a lot of the different family members, they wanted some of the pictures. Me and my mom, we have some. My sister was able to make it out there as well. So, and that was her first time in California as well. I think for the most part, people got like momentum stuff that they wanted from her house or from her in general. So yeah, so, and she was also like raising my two little cousins. They're being taken care of right now, so they're set. Don't worry, one of them is 18. So, or nope, stand corrected, he just turned 19. But they're still being taken care of, so they're all set. Family has got them in their hands, and God's got them, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go into details of what she passed from because that's a little personal and it should be private, but losing my grandma was probably one of the hardest things ever, especially since like I wasn't able to give her a grandchild before she passed, and I really wanted to. And one of the last things she said to me before I left California, and I was telling her, I was like, Grandma, you gotta stick around so you can see us have a grandchild for you. And she looked at my face and she said, well, you better hurry up, you taking too damn long. And I was like, okay, sorry. So then like after everything happened and we had gotten back here and like, you know, and gotten settled, and just before or just right after she had passed, I was like telling Josh, I was like, we need to have a kid. Like, you know, I mean, ultimately he was like, yeah, I want a kid and stuff, but like I didn't force him to have a kid, like at all. It wasn't a thing. We were just talking about it constantly, and if one of us is ready, that's okay. But if the other one's not ready, then that's not okay. So you have to make sure when your partner is ready. And so once we had my grandmother's funeral and stuff, it was like, oh wow, she's finally gone. You know, like she always told me and everybody else that she would live until she was 100, and if not 101, just to say that she can live till she was 100, through 100. So it's just really hard. My mom, you know, she still kind of struggles with it, but she still has to grieve in her own way, just like the rest of us do. You know, it's a process. You know, losing a parent isn't easy, I'm sure. I haven't lost a parent. Both of my parents are still alive. But my mom is my mom and dad to me. So yeah, that's a whole different subject. So my grandma passed away on January 12th. Nope. January 13th. Or was it 12? It was either 12 or 13. I can't remember. I know my mom's going to correct me. But her birthday would have been February 7th. Well, it still is her birthday, but yeah. She passed January 12th or 13th, whatever. And Charlie's birthday, which was my little cousin that she was raising too, is January 18th. So imagine how hard that was. And it was hard for all of us. So we got back here mid-February. I think we got back here on the 8th. Yeah. And it was pretty sad to come back and not leave there with happiness. But I know that God has her and she's living it up, partying it up with my grandpas. Both of my grandpas that have passed were her husband. The first one that passed was her ex-husband, was her first husband, which was my mom's real dad. And then my grandpa that passed away 2 years ago was her second husband, which was my mom's stepfather. So, yeah. I do have one grandmother left that is, she's my mom's stepmom. And she's floating around, you know, and she's doing okay. Get out of the picture. She's doing okay, you know. We talked to her before we left, so like your hi grandma. So yeah. So I'm just glad that we were able to be there for my grandma's services. I'm sorry if y'all saw me tear up and stuff, but it's just really hard, and I've kind of made my peace with it. Please stop. Go. Sorry, Sandy just... Okay, I've kind of made my peace with it, and I've let it go to where I've actually broken down. If not with myself, then to Josh. Josh totally knows how I feel. And it's the hardest thing ever. There go Rocky. Rocky about to go pounce on her again. So, yeah, and I know this video was supposed to be out a long time ago, but I just had to be okay and not like breaking down in the middle of the video. I left out a lot of personal details of her condition because I didn't want it to be advertised. But you know, a lot of people are gonna ask, like, well, did she have cancer? Did she have this? Truth of the matter, yes, she had cancer, but her cancer was controlled by a pill, and it wasn't a deadly cancer. It was a very rare cancer, which she had been in remission for, I think, almost 10 years. So, you know, that's a miracle. You know, so I'm just thankful that she was able to live this long. I don't remember how old she was just before she died, though. I want to say it was probably like she was about to turn either 71 or 72. I can't remember, so don't quote me. So, yeah, so I just really hope that, like, for those of you out there who have lost a grandparent, I lost my first grandparent my freshman year of high school. It wasn't easy. It was very tremendously heartbreaking. And then like I said, I lost my second grandfather 2 years ago, and that was pretty tough for me. But the thing I'm most happy about is that he at least got to meet Josh. And he told me when we had told him that we were moving to Iowa that I better marry that boy someday. And I was like, okay. Because when we moved to Iowa, we weren't engaged and we weren't even trying to get married or anything. And then for my grandpa to tell me that was like, okay, he was giving us his blessing of, like, you know, that he knew that his granddaughter was going to be okay. And him and Josh got along really well. My grandma and Josh got along really well as well. They had a really good relationship. Sandy's just like eating herself, I guess. So yeah. So I'm really excited for what's to come next, and I can't wait to see my grandma again in the near future, because one day I will see her again, just not right now. I pray. But I know she's watching over me and Josh and my mom and the whole family. So, like I said, if anybody out there who has gone through a loss of their grandparent, you know, don't be afraid to reach out. Let me know. I completely understand how it feels. I lost uncles, I've lost aunts, I've lost grandparents, and it really sucks. But, you know, sometimes you just need that one person to lean on and to have that one conversation with you, or for somebody to just ask you, are you okay? That's it. You know, I know sometimes that can probably get annoying to people, but I like to talk about it. My grandma is a really hard subject to talk about, though. So I'm trying not to keep tearing up. But, so yeah. So that's what was really going on and where I've been and why there hadn't been any videos up in a long time. It's because we left unannounced. Like, we just left. Half the people in our town didn't even know, really. The only people that knew that we had left were obviously my family, and my mother-in-law. Well, in our jobs. So yeah. So it's pretty tough. But, you know, we'll get through it one day at a time. Please, if you like this video or you feel the need to comment, or just looking for advice or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe this video, and then stay tuned for the next video for big announcements. See ya.